Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the Old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times, Reminiscences. I imagine you can guess what's coming next. Misanthropic War. I could leave it there, really, and no further explanation required, really, particularly with a title like Utter Human Annihilation. Now, the thing of it is, the subject matter in these sort of war metal albums and songs is so far removed from the way I think about things that it makes you wonder why I even bother. But I'm sure some of these people believe exactly what it is that they're saying on the tin, whilst others it's a subject matter to create a cacophony to. For me personally, I'm just compelled by the music. The subject matter is such that I can see what they're saying, but I can't say I agree wholeheartedly. But anyway, without getting too philosophical, if that's what I'm doing, I don't think I am. I'm not clever enough to be philosophical. But I will say, what will I say? I will say the effectiveness of some of these war metal bands means that you cannot ignore them. Well, yes, you can. Of course you can. But what I'm trying to say is that you don't particularly want to. Anyway, let's crack on and rip our ears off to this one, shall we? I suppose it's the primal nature of this music that gets to you. I mean, don't get me wrong, some war metal is absolute wank and isn't worthy of the ear. But the very fact that this is being reviewed for you means that I consider this particular band different to that. It is simple and it is sort of brutal, and it is sort of unfettered with any garnish of any description, any embellishment, and as such it just sort of barges its way in there without any inhibition, and I'm all for it, really. It does get certain parts of my body moving, and although it doesn't particularly get my synapses snapping too much, it does become, I mean, we're listening to a single track here, but I've listened to this whole album once or twice now, and it is perfectly possible, believe it or not, and some of you will understand this, to find yourself in a trance-like state, because repetition does that to you. I know, these songs, because of the narrowness of the criteria for this music, means that they do sound similar. They're not the same, and but nonetheless, that prevailing pummel is such that you can't sort of drift away to it. You can. Yes, you can. whilst the majority of this album sounds like just a tank battalion steaming towards you, there are subtle enhancements to this, such as the sort of that flamethrower accentuation we had briefly there, and it is enough to give some distinction, and without taking away from the barrage. And again, lots of people find this sort of war metal, bestial black metal, whatever you want to call it, quite boring, and in many cases they're quite right, because it is hard to get it right. And I think here they have, well, they certainly have for me, because I bought the record. Do they call them records still nowadays? The album anyway. Yes. So there you go. We have cavemen in tanks here, haven't we? It's just relentless, and something I thought of, but it's drifted away as usual. But what was I going to say? Bam, bada, bam, bada, bam. Will it come back to me in time for you to stop being bored? You're probably bored already, but if you're no, it's not coming back. Not coming back to me. Anyway, let's just say that's a very effective way of giving you earache, and it's this sort of simpleness. I mean, it may not be simple. I'm not a musician, but it comes across as simple and straightforward, and as such, much in the same way as punk rock, proper punk rock, is just straightforward and straight to the point. You can't beat a bit of the pummel every now and again amongst your listening palate. So there you go. My toes ache. So clicky bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.